What was the public enemy in 1980 when Reagan came into power? It was actually Japan. Japan. Why? Very interestingly, under the Marshall Plan, there was a very interesting impulse in the United States that said we would create the manufacturing capabilities and the knowledge transfer capabilities that would allow countries in Europe and in Japan to actually serve our consumer needs. Nowhere in the calculus did we ever contemplate the fact that the Japanese would actually be creative. And when in 1980 they show up with semiconductors, they show up with communication devices that we don't have, they show up with automobile advances that we've never thought of, all of a sudden we sit there and go, well, hold on a second, these people were supposed to be our servants, and now they're doing what? They're innovating. Now remember that at the same time, we were running around the world talking about freedom, and we were talking about democracy, and we were talking about self-determination, and the country that best manifested in its manifestation was deemed an enemy. So did we really want to eat our own dog food in 1980? And the answer is no, we really didn't. We actually wanted to stay out in front. So where is that accumulation impulse coming from? Where is that greed impulse coming from? Where is that thing that says always more, always growth, always this, always that? It is, in my estimation, a way to shield ourselves from the fear of actually, God forbid, having to share the stage with someone else. We don't want that. And as long as we keep up the frenetic, phenotypic expressions of this energy that's always on, always innovating, always creating, always pushing the envelope, always out there, and take our eyes off of whether we're actually building value, and we actually fall in love with the process of the frenetic, rather than falling in love with the consequence of our actions, what we find, I think, is this wonderful opportunity to then be surprised when India, or when China, or when Vietnam comes up with the first conductive nanotube, which fundamentally allows for the reorganization of autonomous assembly subatomic devices. Now, we believe that that's going to come from the United States. Why? Because we were informed as a country that from 1981 forward, we are the pinnacle of where creativity and innovation happens. So we can outsource our labor, we can outsource everything else, push all that to somewhere else because that's okay because we are the pinnacle of creativity until we're not. And when we're not, we find out that we're not by someone who is coming from a least expected location, coming up with the thing that we decide we want.